What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos. Hit that notification bell by subscribe button, as well as go through our Cash App or our PayPal, Cash App, $ BJ Matthews, PayPal, Project Masters. You know what I'm saying? Also, you can go through our super stickers or super comments as well. You guys can go ahead and donate and show your love to the podcast for this great content that we continue to deliver to y'all. We love, appreciate all the support that y'all give us. Let's get it popping. All right, so back with another video. And I said I was going to touch on this subject because I need to wait after a particular game to see where the series would be at to kind of, get my idea of how I think the series is going to go. Now, a couple things. First off, like I said, with every series, I'm gonna keep saying the first game is the fill out game where both teams go out there and play each other and just, it's pretty much pickup. They play their game and they see how each other play, right? The second game is usually the adjustment game. So the team that loses usually makes adjustments for the game two game because they don't want to go down 2-0 by any circumstances, right? Okay, so by how it happens, game two, here comes game three. Game three is based off the same thing as game one. You're having adjustments. You know what I'm saying? The team that loses game two adjusts to that for game three. So by that time, games 1 through 3, you have a good idea who's who and what's what, right? It's not so much based off of, continuously adjusted. It's more so about now it's about execution. So games 4 through 7 is more of the execution type of games, right? So if they know each other's plays, they know each other's sets, they know each other's, tendencies, that's usually how the series goes. So I'm sorry, games 1 through 4 are adjustment games. Games 5 through 7, if necessary, are more so grit and, execution. You know what the other team is going to do, just about going out there and doing it, right? So, and I'm serious, I'm talking about is the Phoenix Suns versus the Denver Nuggets. Now, I had a lot of questions about the Phoenix Suns going into this series. I had a lot of questions about the Suns, period, and it was justified. And I was very consistent with it. I said the Suns have not won a playoff series against a team that's full strength. Right? I question their mentality. I question their mental makeup. I question a lot of things because they haven't shown against a real team, a physical, actual team, they can, rise to the occasion. I can go back to 2021 playoffs where all 3 rounds against teams like the first round was the Lakers. They didn't have Anthony Davis. The second round was Jamal Murray against the Denver Nuggets. The third round was Kawhi Leonard. None of those key players were playing in any of those series, but they go against the Milwaukee Bucks, and they lose that series in 6 games, 4 games straight. Okay, no problem. The next year, which was last year, I see the first series, they win against the Pelicans, who did not have Zion Williamson. Then they get embarrassed on their home court by almost 30 points, over 30 points against the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic. This season, they lose. They're playing the Clippers again. And they beat them without not only Kawhi Leonard, but Paul George. So we haven't seen they haven't seen them play against a real team in the playoffs. That's a fact. You got people who are trying to act like that's hate. That's actually what it is. And I have no reason to trust them until they figure out they can beat a full team. And they've lost against every other team that's been healthy. Now, while this series isn't over, I have to give credit where credit is due. I'm seeing the game plan that I had initially said needed to happen for the Phoenix Suns being executed, right? And that's Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. All right, make sure you hit the like button. This isn't live. This is a pre-recorded video. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Appreciate y'all. But this goes to show you this is what the Suns traded for. They traded their depth for their star power. I said that many times leading up into this series. I said, listen, for the Suns to have a chance, I said this after game 2, Suns to have a chance, they have to rely on their 2 stars, Both of their stars have to get over 30 points at least. They cannot afford to get anything less than 30 points. Why is that? Because the Denver Nuggets have a lot of depth. So when you have depth like that, everybody's scoring, everybody's eating. Now, it could be a couple things. And what I'm seeing in this series from Denver and how it is in Phoenix. First off, role players genuinely play better at home, right? So while you had KCP, while you had Bruce Brown, while you had that Aaron Gordon, whether you have Michael Porter Jr. or Blase, those role players are going to play better at home. That's just how basketball works. You feel more comfortable in your own crib. So with that being said, they go to Phoenix. The role players may not be as um, valuable, right? So the now the Suns at home, more of the role players are getting comfortable. Guys like Cameron Payne, guys like Josh Okogie, guys like Jack Londale. Like more so their role players are getting more comfortable. But again, it's for the Suns. It's going to be about the stars, not going to be about their depth, right? So you got two prime scorers in Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, who the last couple games have scored over 30 points each, right? I told y'all in game two, when KD had 24 points and Devin Booker had 36, I wasn't going to cut it. They have to both score over 30 points for them to beat this Denver Nuggets team because of the amount of depth they have, right? So the last couple games they've won, but you guys notice the games they've won have still been competitive games. That just shows you how much depth Denver has. But they can be beat. But it's going to be on the hands of Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. Now, the last couple games, KD had what do you have? 39 in game three, and he had 36 in game four. And then Devin Booker had 47 in game three, and he had 36 in game four last night. So we have to give them credit. They showed out. They did what they were supposed to do, and they were the two best players on the court. Well, game four, I'll say Nikola Jokic was. You can say he was the best player, but that's not enough. If you got KD and Devin Booker scoring like that, so if they go back to Denver and they start getting KD gets like a 26 and like Devin Booker gets like a 28, then they're gonna lose that game. Period. They have to go out there and beat Kobe and Shaq, Kyrie and LeBron, with that championship 2016 team in Cleveland. They got to go out there and be that scoring dynamic duo. They have to go out there and be what everybody was hyping them to be. Now, we have to wait and see what happens with Nikola Jokic because he did have a little bit of a scuffle. I won't even call it a real scuffle, just like a little bit of a push and shove match with some of the Suns fans, which is crazy. How fans can still be that part of the game, and it just so happens the person that Nikola Jokic, I guess you could say, knocked down was the Suns owner. So that's going to be interesting to see how that ends up. But I want to first give the Suns credit. They did what they were supposed to do. And listen, a lot of people saying Devin Booker is the best, like one of the top 5 players in the playoffs. I'm going to wait and see these next 3 games because now it's going to be the best out of 3. Who's who? I'm gonna wait and see. I don't know about Chris Paul. That's nothing I wanted to mention too. The Suns look. The reason why people are saying like the Suns look better is because Chris Paul ain't there. Um, oh, hold on one second. All right. So the Suns have what you can say. Chris Paul running the show. He slows the pace down. I said this after game two. I said that Chris Paul being there slows the pace down. All right. If y'all hear some background noise, that's just the window. Um, the Suns have a lot. They when Chris Paul is in the game, he slows the pace down. He's not trying to get up and down the floor. He's older now. But what I noticed with Cameron Payne running the show, they get out and run. And also it puts the ball more in Devin Booker and Kevin Durant's hands. See, Kevin Durant doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. He can come off the screens. He's more of an off-ball player, right? So he can operate either or. Devin Booker is starting to develop into that, but he still likes the ball in his hands. Just by how he plays, he likes the ball in his hands. He likes to feel the ball. He likes to touch the ball. He likes to get a lot of shots up. I mean, this is the guy that, he had 70 points in the game. Like, the man likes the ball in his hands. So when you bring Chris Paul there, it's like he's gonna have the ball in his hands. He's gonna find you, but it's gonna start off with him. But D Book likes to get in transition. He likes to hit a lot of mid-range shots. He likes to catch the ball and go off of rip-throughs. So he likes the game going a little bit faster than what Chris Paul is giving him. More possessions are being executed because Denver is also a fast-paced team, so you got to be able to keep up with their pace. So I think a lot of stuff is happening on the fly. A lot of stuff is happening on the fly on why the Suns are able to compete in this series. So now what we see a series that's being, like, to me, going 7. I think they're going to split these next 2 games. And once they split these next 2 games, then it's going to be something where Game 7 is going to be up for grabs. Anybody can win it, right? But this is how D Book and Kevin Durant got to play. They cannot play anything less than this. They got to play like the stars that they were, signed up to be. I also want to give KD some credit. KD looked a lot more fluid. He looked like he was going to the basket more. He looked a lot more comfortable out there. Now, we'll see what happens in Game 5. That Game 5 is going to be a pivotal game. I'll be definitely watch that from start to finish. But, yeah, man, it's the Phoenix Suns' star power versus the Denver Nuggets depth. That's what it is. So may the best duo or the best team win. All right? I'll see y'all tonight for the recap of the Warriors and Laker game. All right, pull up, see, pull up, chair, pull it live. Peace. Out there like swim well.